we're killing the half.
What? Okay, hold on. Everybody. I just got a text message. Let's see who it's from. Oh, it's from Blake. No, he's not here tonight. But he's telling me that there's a post-WIP pre-Mardi Gras Fat Friday party, jambalaya and fried chicken and mac and cheese at Blake's house. Come hungry, bring drink, get crunk, and
Try the French.
yeah, listen, yeah. Okay, at Blake's house. And Lawrence, you're reading next. And Brittany. So hold on, let me get out of that tone. And our next reader is Lawrence Lenhart. And he's going to be introduced by Brittany. Actually, that text message was from Kelly. So, just
but Blake wrote it.
But, oh, okay. Yeah.
She said it from there too. Thanks for the introduction of the intro. Is this okay? Okay. If someone told me that I had to describe myself with one word, it would be impossible. Swimmer, scientist, artist, ferret enthusiast, all of these identities are equally important to me. I used to believe that this made me more marketable. I was well-rounded, and even my high school guidance counselor said so. More recently, however, I realized well-rounded means confused and unfocused. I have a very vague image of what my future might hold in terms of a career, but I'm not alone. In fact, many of my friends have no clue what they're going to be doing in 5 years. So, back to the original challenge. Describe yourself using only one word. Who in the world could do this? Lawrence. Lawrence is a writer. Lawrence writes all day and all night, in the backyard and on the toilet. Lawrence lets the car drift onto the rumble strip because he is writing. Lawrence can't possibly fold the laundry because he's writing. And then, whenever he's not writing, he wants to talk to me about his writing. In the car, walking to Bentley's, when he's on the toilet, when I'm on the toilet, when my tolerance expires, he writes to pen pals in Bangladesh or his Indian friend in Toronto. Sometimes, I think he even likes the mechanical aspects of writing, because he's recorded every text message we've ever sent to each other in a 239-page document. Lawrence once won a standing on one leg competition in the 3rd grade. He also ran a marathon without training so that he could get a free pair of shoes. And in case no one's noticed, he's been growing his beard for 8 months for the World Beard and Mustache Championships in 2012. If there's one thing I've always admired, it's his determination. Lawrence knows exactly what he wants to be, and he will do whatever he has to do in order to succeed. You can bet that when endurance writing makes its debut in the Olympic Games, Lawrence will be in the running for gold.
Very nice. I'm gonna marry her. Okay. Hello? Hello? Patterson, New Jersey, the prayer. Shut up! Just shut up! You people don't know what it's like to be me. You can't appreciate me, and I ain't gonna explain it either, because you'll question my suffering like you always do. You selfish fucking people who sit at my table, in my home, my boyhood home, and all you can do is complain that dinner is messing with your plans. We're sorry to get in your way, Nikki. We're sorry if you already made plans at 6 o'clock on a school night to get a piece of ass from a piece of trash in Hackensack. Don't look at me like that. She isn't my girlfriend. I don't know her a kind word. Listen, I'm getting tired of it, Nikki. Like you better sleep with one eye the whole fucking way open, tired of it. Is anyone else as hungry as I am? Good. But first we gotta pray. Dear Father, thank you for this meal and this family. Please bless the sauce so that this dinner is worth even Nikki's precious time. And please bless this little girl in Hackensack who isn't getting her pussy eaten tonight. Okay? Amen. Okay, sorry. I always wanted to start a reading with shut up. So the next part's going to be read in 3 parts. We'll call it Phone Sex Part 1. The old rotary phone buttinged on the counter. It buttinged, and Samisha felt an erection bunching in the crotch of his boxer briefs. Over the past couple of months, Samisha had developed a peculiar Pavlovian response to the tolling of the telephone. He had started dating an anonymous woman who called herself Genesis. They didn't go on actual dates, though. It was all over the phone. He was reluctant to call it phone sex since he rarely actually touched himself, and even if he did, it was just glorified masturbation, not sex. They mostly just said dirty things to each other. Often, Genesis prompted him to say very specific things to her, and he was expected to repeat it verbatim. She was very particular about her prepositions. I said in, not on. Genesis almost always orgasmed, which made Samisha feel accomplished. It amazed him the way the vibrations of the voice could stimulate, as well as the Hitachi magic wand that Genesis claimed to use in between phone calls. Holy vibration, she called it. The phone continued vibrating, budding and budding. When she spoke, Samisha detected a slight Hispanic flavor in her voice, which he enjoyed. To be certain, he researched the language at the Jersey City Free Public Library. He learned about elision. There was crassus, as when she merged her vowels and diphthongs, and there was syncope, which eliminates medial vowels, as in every rather than every. Lately, when she asked him if there wasn't anything specifically that he wanted her to say to him, you dirty, dirty boy, in that pregnant pause, he considered giving her a crash course on these terms, so that he could tell her, I don't care what you say, so long as it sounds like this. He started jotting down the substitute pronunciations of words and phrases that she pronounced most beautifully, so that he could casually encourage her to say them in the future. Crammed into the back of a receipt, he had scribbled best for best, whirl for world, heard for hurt, and fill for feel, as when he verbally thrust his penis into her, and she screamed, it feels so good. He occasionally wondered if she detected his Bengali accent, and if it mattered to her like hers mattered to him. The telephone buttoned several times more, and from the hallway, the runt became distressed. Are you going to answer that, bud? Samisha often caught himself whispering to Genesis, afraid that the next-door tenants would hear him and think he was a pervert. Genesis would tell him to speak up, and he would close his eyes and blush as he repeated it slightly louder. Samisha let the phone approach its 8th and terminal ring. The phone started ringing again almost immediately, as if into the 9th toll of the same series, as if it had just skipped a quick beat. Genesis could sometimes be persistent. Samisha picked the receiver up, if only to silence it, and as he tugged his erection from the twist in his underpants, he brought the receiver snugly to his lips. Hello? Part 2. Yes, hello. Samisha did his best to sound absolutely occupied. What the fuck? I'm just out of the tub. I almost dressed when you didn't answer. Genesis spoke of dressing as if it was a tragedy. I was making coffee. Oh, she sounded uninterested. Hey, well, I've got you, right? Your attention and everything? Yeah, I'm listening. I thought maybe we could try something. Samisha stayed silent, not yet committing to anything so vague as something. It was Genesis's tendency to treat the relationship, to treat Samisha as an experiment that she could conduct remotely. She pitched ideas in great detail, and Samisha's plans for revision were vaguely acknowledged. I thought maybe we could find a way to be more physical, she said. More physical how? I mean, I think I found a way to bring us closer together, a way for our bodies to actually touch. That sounds like a bad idea, Genesis. A terrible idea, actually. Hear me out. Samisha didn't want to hear her out. Genesis, really, we shouldn't be doing anything like that. Here's what I'm thinking, she continued with her plan anyway. Please, just listen. Say you will. I'll listen. Good. So, I thought we could exchange something very intimate with each other. Like what? I don't know, something we can hold while we're talking to each other? But we'd have to meet to make the exchange. This violated the very tenet of phone sex, utter anonymity. She hadn't yet thought ahead this far. We could use a liaison. Someone could intervene for us and carry our intimate items. What kind of intimate things are we talking about anyway? I don't know, maybe you want to see my panties? The ones I wore during our conversation last night? Okay, interesting, Samisha said. Samisha didn't particularly want them, but he entertained the idea anyway. And what would you want of mine? He reprimanded himself for accidentally opening negotiations. I want to taste you, baby. I want your semen. What? Oh, I know, she said. We could leave them somewhere secret. We could just drop them off somewhere in Manhattan. In the same public place, you know? Only at different times. Doesn't public mean not secret? Isn't public a point of universal access? God, don't be so literal. There are plenty of secret places in Manhattan.